How you guys doing? My name is Scotty Holdridge, and I'm here with, you all know who. We're at 2345 Post, apartment 4 of 31.
What the? This guy's giving the exact address. I just said to Scotty right before we started, I said, listen, you're going to intro. I want to see what you got. And this guy just gives his full-on address. He's calling the crowd. He's calling the audience. He said, come find me. I don't care.
Last 4 digits, social.
What the? Easy, brother. Easy. This is going out to at least 30 people.
Oh.
At least
31.
30
they got my fans, too.
Exactly. That's true.
Thanks, Nana.
Scotty opens up, giving the address and the social. So I met Scotty. We're at this bar called Zecky's. There's a birthday party, and we said, "Yo, we're going back to our Zecky's." Is that how you pronounce that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
there's a birthday party, and we went back to our place. And I didn't really talk to you at the bar. When we got to our place, I'll never forget, dude. Literally never forget. There's a whole bunch of people that came back, and I'm just like, "Yo, dude, what's up? What's your name?" And you said, "My name's Alan." I was like, what the? I was like, that's the dog's name. My roommate has a French bulldog named Alan, so I knew he was fucking with me. He said it. You were very intense. You were like, my name's Alan. Like it was you had a fuck you look on your face, like Alan. And
that's my face.
Exactly. And I was immediately like, I was drawn to it. I was just like, damn, this guy's intense. I want to
zero fucks.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to know what this guy, what his deal is. And eventually, we were riffing, and he gave me his full name. And then after a few minutes, I said, dude, well, you didn't give me your address, but you did give me the name at least. And
right.
Then I said, dude, I gotta have you on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm honored to hold one. That was a great night and very fun, and it was very generous of you to allow me inside and drink your alcohol.
I mean, you trashed the place, but that's fine. That's
fine.
No.
Yeah. That's why I said my name was Alan.
Right. Exactly. So, dude, this is actually the second.
Well, this is the first time these headphones have been used.
Well, this is the first time those headphones have been used. I usually save myself the Bose Quiet Comfort 35 2s. And my guest, I tell them just bring some earbuds. But I finally invested in another pair, and Scotty is breaking them in.
Yes.
Neve, I'm sorry you just missed the cut. That was our last podcast. You had to use your earbuds, unfortunately. But
these are quite comfort.
They are.
These are unbelievable.
They are unbelievable, and the sound is glorious. Honestly, half the reason I do this, dude, I just love the quality. I'm speaking into the mic, and the sound is just in my ears, and it just sounds, I just love it. I love it. I love it.
It is pretty amazing. My headphone game, if they're even called headphones anymore.
Exactly.
I don't know what the kids have these days, but it's not the greatest.
AirPods, brother. AirPods.
Okay.
So, Scotty, what's your deal, dude? I don't know anything about you, honestly. All I know is that you're intense, you're upfront, and you're a cool dude. That's about it. I'm just honestly coming into this. I usually have a page of notes with some things. Oh, I want to talk about this. I don't have anything. I'm here to just I'm just here to riff. How long you been in SF?
I've been in San Francisco, I think 11. Well, Bay Area, San Francisco specifically.
Right.
Only 3 and change.
Okay, so
I think
you've been in the Bay Area 11, SF 3 and change.
Yes,
Usually it's the opposite. Usually people start out in SF and then make their way to another part of the Bay because they're over it. Why is it different with you?
I think timing, really.
Okay.
Timing. Yeah, absolutely. I was up in the North Country doing that, finishing school.
Okay.
What's that? Yeah, I got a bachelor's. And
dude, congrats.
No big deal.
Right on.
Huge
Wait, a
deal.
bachelor's
degree?
Bachelor's degree. That's just 4 years undergrad, right? That's what that is?
4 to 8, whatever.
4 to 8, right,
right,
right, whatever. We don't judge. Whatever. How long?
I mean, why would you?
Right. However long it takes to get the shit done.
Right.
Okay. So when was that? When'd you finish that up?
God. Well, it's still in progress. No, it's
nice.
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you were somewhere else.
Yeah, I was living up there.
Up north. What does that mean?
So I bounced around quite a bit. So San Rafael.
Okay.
Yeah.
San Rafael.
It's got a Whole Foods.
Nice. The Whole Foods came in. Everything got gentrified. It changed the city forever.
I was literally your viewers can't see this, but obviously I live in a mansion. No, not the greatest, But
No,
one
dude,
time
dude,
I was.
you're in SF. You're in one of the richest cities of the world and the richest time in
Yes.
human history, brother. I believe those were your
That's
words.
true. That is true.
Those were your words,
That
dude.
is actually my
there's
words.
what's there to complain about, dude? What's there to
Absolutely
complain about?
nothing. But where I
Exactly.
was reminiscing, as I was getting dropped off here, and I was moving in, and my buddy gave me this bed. So I was like, I'm moving, and he was trying to get rid of shit.
Right.
And this guy on a fixie was walking, not walking it. He was cruising by, and he just yells out, city's not going to gentrify itself.
Oh, yes. The hardo on the fixie.
I'm like, with
you're
my
like, I'm one of
girlfriend,
you.
and
Right.
then I didn't hire movers. I have a used bed. This is the least gentrifying.
Right.
Like, I'm the problem.
Right.
How's
That's hilarious.
Sir, how was your day going? Yeah.
Right. Fixies are still a thing? Well, they were a few years ago when you moved in, I guess. I haven't seen them in a while.
That's when I got rid of that. I still don't understand the fixie. Was it just it's no brakes, right?
No brakes, no cares. It was always, no
cares?
No care. I mean, it's just there's no brakes. It's I think it's I don't know, it's just it's a hipster thing. I don't know, dude. I honestly can't speak to it. I can't speak to it.
Okay.
So you've moved here. You still with your girlfriend?
Yes, yeah.
And does she live here?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. So you moved here. How's that going? What are you up to?
Let's see. Right now, managing a bar on Sutter.
Whoa.
Playing some music.
Do you play music at the bar?
No, sir. Well, we have speakers, yeah, but I don't physically.
Right. You don't play instruments at the.
No, sir.
Okay. No, sir.
No, sir.
My name's Scotty. No, sir.
That's yeah.
Okay. So what's the bar? Shout it out.
It's called Hogwash. It's a big craft beer spot.
Dude, I walk by that place every single day.
Are you serious?
Yes, I walk back. I walk across past Hogwash.
Yeah.
Because I get off at Powell.
Okay.
And then make a left onto Sutter and then a right onto Hyde.
Well, because you're in Oakland, right?
I work in Oakland.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been to your house.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I was like, am I in Oakland? No.
Hogwash. This guy named Tom Hennessy was visiting me. He's like,
great
dude,
name.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
He's a great.
This
great
isn't
name.
about me anymore. This is about
Tom Hennessy.
Tommy Hen.
Great name, bad dude. Well, this was after I just moved into my spot, and he's like, dude, you know this place Hogwash? I'm like, no, I've never heard of it. Like, I don't know. And then I realized, oh shit, wait,
Alan works there.
Alan works there. I met that guy. Yeah, he was at my house a little while ago. Hogwash, right on. So how's the managing life?
I mean, it's like anything else. I've done other things, other gigs, but it's all just different language, different product.
Right.
I feel it's all just dealing with human beings. So
I love that.
That's
so
management 101.
Management 101, dealing with the human. That's life 101,
one of the toughest
brother.
gigs.
One of the toughest. Hey, one of the most fulfilling though. So you got some instruments in here, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
How often do you play?
I'm trying to play every day.
Okay.
No matter how big or small.
Okay.
I play mediocre guitar, which is
Is that a brand?
No. No, that's just how I play.
Right.
I do that, and then behind you is an acoustic, and then I actually used to work for a company. It was a guitar making company called Ernie Ball.
Ernie Ball. They still
Music
around?
Man. Yeah, they're still kicking.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
I guess we're not 50 years old, and you're not saying, "Oh, I used to work for a." So yeah, of course. I'm sure they're still around unless you tanked them.
I mean, most businesses I leave they're done.
Just in shambles. R.I.P. Hogwash.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where's your gig again?
I'm in Oakland on Telegraph Street, 16th and Telegraph.
Guys, he just gave us
give us the cross
the
street.
work address.
The word is 1611 Telegraph. It's all public information.
Okay.
How are you feeling about things? How are you feeling about the state of the world right now, brother? Do you feel a little beaten down, or are you thinking things are okay? Because it seems that's a loaded
I think
question,
we're
brother.
more. It's because of the times we're more aware of the shittiness in the world.
So it's not things aren't getting shittier. It's just we're just more
I think
aware.
it's human beings, and we're just more aware of it.
Okay.
I think that I don't know what you're specifically
Just
going towards, or just, but there's
Right.
always
It's the
more time than any. There's more, probably historically more wars going than any other time in
Right.
history, which
Right.
is never good.
Well, hold on. More wars going on in history, brother. We got a World War II. Last major war was 70 years ago. I think things are pretty peaceful, though. That's what I try to tell people. I try to look at the bright side, but it seems like everyone is just, everyone's in a stew right now.
Are you in a stew?
I was in a stew.
Over just life in general, or the state of the world, as you said?
Hey, state of the world. State of the world.
Okay.
Let's call it what it is. The T word, brother. Call it Trump.
Oh, okay.
It's the T word I'm talking about, brother. And
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily. We're not. This isn't a political podcast.
But hey, it's at the front of your mind. Then yeah.
Right.
Happy to go there.
I'm just curious. Not even, like you said. I think, not even politically. I think Trump. I think it's just bringing up a lot of everything. Like you said, things that were already happening now. Everything is just bubbling. Bubbling up,
Yeah, I think it's a very revealing presidency.
Right.
In the way that a lot of people were so shocked and awe, but I think where I grew up, which was middle of nowhere, extremely small, very conservative.
Hold on, let's talk about that. Yeah, let's wind the clocks back. Where'd you grow up?
Oh, I grew up on the Central Coast, California, Santa Margarita.
Okay.
It's a town of about 1,500.
Okay, right on.
Very small.
Right.
Beautiful place, and then Atascadero, which is also called Atascabama.
Atascadero.
Yes, sir.
What is that? Is that an object? Is that a city?
Ooh, I think it's considered a town.
It's considered a town.
It's definitely not a city. It's probably sitting on 20,000 Atascaderians.
Okay.
Very spread out.
Right.
Very blue collar.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of churches.
Very
conservative.
Right. I think people have this image of California as just liberal.
Oh my God, no.
But it's not. It's not the. It's not the reality.
Take any major city in America and then just draw like a 60-mile radius and go anywhere, and it's a different world.
Right.
And I think people, and that's what the Trump really exposed. But at the same time, people aren't really paying attention.
What do you mean not paying attention?
Well, just not really having a pulse on what America's like and what it's.
So right.
Just
the city folk.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that got a little misjudged. I wasn't surprised that a very rich trust fund white guy became president.
Right.
And I think when people were shocked by that, it's kind of.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I think even the polling said, everyone said, "Oh, Nate Silver and all his analysts were wrong." Well, they said 20% chance Trump was going to win. You flip a coin, and that's flip a coin. I don't know the exact. Let's say the chance of the 20% is a high chance. So when people say,
it's
we
chance,
were wrong,
yeah.
it's a chance.
It's almost a quarter.
It's almost a quarter. Exactly.
It's roughly 20%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think people misjudged that and were very in shock and all. I mean, I was in shock and all. I was telling people. I said, he's not going to win. That was my shtick. I was like, let's not even talk about this because he's not going to win. This is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just hit me like a freight train.
It is funny though how it's, and I'm probably guilty of this. I'm very left leaning and
right.
I was feeling the burn.
Were you? Okay,
yeah, totally.
Okay, right on.
Knew that never had a chance.
Right.
But at the same time it was no one saw that coming.
Right. What did your family / people back home did that?
I think of people back home was probably pretty split.
Okay.
That's when you go on Facebook and see like, oof, I do not line up ideologically with my neighbors.
Right.
Great people, love them, but holy shit.
Right.
But I mean, I think that's just probably a product of how I was raised, and
right.
My pops was very conservative, my mom very left.
Okay, right on.
Which I think is good, that's make up your own minds.
Right.
But yeah, coming up here and doing all that, but it's a very interesting time. But we've gone through, I think, worse and dealt with worse.
Yes.
We're just more aware of it. I think people, I mean, McKinley was pretty not the greatest. That was kind of the almost George W. Bush-like presidency where he's kind of like propped up by everyone else.
Right. Okay.
So it has happened before, and
Right.
shitty people have held the highest position in the world.
Right.
And we've still gotten through it.
Right. The biggest thing that I've just been thinking about with this, and it's not even. This is something my mom would riff on. She tries to. She always tries to look at things as what is the universe telling us? What is the universe saying to us through this event? And her whole thing is, this is a time, and like you said, it's now out in the open. We can now deal with this because it's at the forefront, and now it gives us a reason to talk about it. Sarah Silverman said this about when Mel Gibson said when on the what's the word for anti-Jewish? Anti-Semitic. That's it. Anti-Semitic tirade.
Right.
Was saying those comments. Sarah Silverman said, "Thank you," because you could actually point to it and say, "See, it does exist."
That's
Whereas it's a direct example. It's on tape. It's a big name person saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you don't get this stuff out in the open, I mean, it would not. We wouldn't have to deal with it. And
that it's a very revealing time of where we are at. I think we were all thought we were one way as a country and as a people.
Right.
And then when you see tiki torches and
right
shit like that, it's like, hey, I guess we're not there yet.
Right.
Which is shocking to us and all that, but at the same time, that's a rather shocking amount of people feel that way and believe those things.
Right.
And kind of tells you where we're really at. It's been eye-opening in a lot of ways. Well,
I try to with the tiki torches and this whole white supremacist Nazi movement. I always try to take a step back and look at the numbers because we're a country of 320 million. If there's a handful of Nazis that are out there and doing something, they're gonna get the coverage. They're gonna be loud. They're gonna get a lot of attention. They're gonna have an outsized impact compared to how many people that are actually believing that. So I think they make a bigger splash. Make a bigger splash. There's a bigger splash than they are there a whole bunch of Nazis all of a sudden now? No, I just think I mean maybe honestly I don't know the numbers, but it's ultimately I don't think we're going to hell in a handbasket. I think it's just they're loud and they get the coverage and we gotta point at it and say it's bad, of course, but it's not. I really try to just take a step back and put things in perspective. I mean, it's not. I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done as a country. I think we're gonna be okay. When the first few months, I was not feeling that way, dude.
Really?
Dude, I remember at work the day after you got elected.
16th.
Was that was the election the 15th?
No. I was telling you. You said you were at work, and I said 16th.
Oh, 16th. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. 16th. 1611 Telegraph. 16th and 16th and Telegraph though. But I was actually in the Boston office because I just moved out here 8 months ago. But
yes,
I was, dude.
BC,
I started.
I heard that on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
you weren't
right
talking about before Christ.
No.
Your reference, no British Columbia.
No, not Boston College, brother.
The famed junior college.
The famed junior college of in Boston.
Of Matty Ice.
Right. Oh damn. Respect. Okay, so you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. I think we actually riffed on that before. But dude, I cried.
Yeah.
I cried, dude, because I just had never experienced anything.
Fuck, I forgot. Yeah, that's kind of flooding back. I remember I was bartending.
Oh, shit.
And, yeah, that was...
So you were bartending that...
I believe
that night?
No, the night after.
Oh, fuck.
My friend, who we met through, she was actually working the night before and was, losing her shit, obviously.
Right.
I mean, as a woman in America, when something like that is commander-in-chief, that's pretty terrifying.
Right, totally.
But yeah, the day after was just this yeah. Pretty crazy.
Right. I mean, I can imagine in SF.
Very eerie.
It was eerie. I remember walking to work the next day and just kind of looking around at people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was projecting because I saw some people that didn't look down in the dumps.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, why aren't you, come on, like, put your head down. Like, come on. We're in mourning right now. We're in mourning.
I like that. Put your head down.
Put your head down. We're supposed to be, we're not happy right now. But yeah, I mean, it's
also kind of a sign though, like, all right, life goes on. And
right.
But yeah, that was I could remember hearing people outside the apartment talking, watching the election, numbers are coming in.
Yes.
And people outside crying.
Yes.
And just kind of arguing and
right.
That I mean, I can't remember. I remember when George W. was being elected and feeling kind of weird.
Right.
I was, pretty young at that time. That was a scary time.
Right.
But as Chris Rock has brilliantly said recently, he said if George W. was so bad, he gave us Obama, a black president. He said, like, I can't imagine what we're gonna get after
Trump.
After Trump.
Well, of course, we got another 4 years of Trump, brother. Well, more than that. We got 6 years, right?
Well,
just kidding. My strategy now is before it was stop talking about it. He's not getting elected. This is done.
Right.
Now
but I mean, that was
Now I'm saying he's gonna get reelected.
There's not many single-term presidencies anymore.
Right.
I think George Herbert was.
Damn, look at you saying McKinley, George Herbert. Dude, to be honest, McKinley. I don't even remember that. I guess I missed that day in history. Who's McKinley? Dude,
President McKinley. He did 2 terms, but they weren't consecutive, which is pretty rare.
Whoa.
So he did one, I think 1890s.
Oh, damn.
Lost next, got the next one, and a lot of that was propped up by Mr. Hearst. Mr. Hearst, the king of the media at the time.
Damn.
He so that's why I always say, like, we've seen this before.
Right.
And he was similar to the kind of George W. presidency of probably not as bad, but similar kind of how they got there and what was going on. And
right. Well, I think this scary / I think amazing thing about how Trump got elected is that Republicans and Democrats both didn't like him. Right, he was definitely as cliche as this is, the establishment did not want him to get elected.
Mm-hmm.
There's this guy named Ben Thompson. He writes for Stratechery. It's his blog, Stratechery. Yeah. I know it's funny because he gets so much shit for that name.
What else was taken?
What else?
Like, I'm just picturing him doing the domain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, fuck. Okay, EK.
Right.
G.
Right. It's
son of a bitch.
It's funny because he gets a lot of he jokes about it. He says he's better at writing about tech than coming up with names because he gets a lot of shit for the name. But one of the things he said is
that wasn't a dig, Ben.
It wasn't a dig. Yeah, trust me. He's not. Don't worry. He's not listening, dude. One of the things he said was that
well, then fuck him. Why isn't he listening?
Come on, dude. I've tweeted at him a couple times.
All right.
He doesn't. Well, he responded once and just said no because what I said was wrong, which was it was an honor that he even responded. That's fine.
Huh.
But one of the things he said, he compared the Dollar Shave Club, the success of the Dollar Shave Club. He compared that versus Gillette, and Trump versus call it the establishment. So his point was that we live in a world now where there's not gatekeepers between you and the people. We used to have these newspapers and TV stations. That's how people got their news, right? And these are big gatekeepers. And now it's Trump tweeting. We got Facebook. It's direct. It's direct to the consumer. So his point was his whole thesis is that the internet is only just getting started. Like all these gatekeepers that exist right now, we're only scratching the surface on the amount of the power struggle that has just started and the amount of shit that is going to come down as the power of individuals just kind of explodes. I mean, look at Weinstein, brother. That is a perfect example of a gatekeeper, right? He could do these fucked up things to women because he was in power because they had to go through him to get on the big screen. Now, I mean, I'm not going to say YouTube is replacing Hollywood, but it's certainly it's certainly stealing attention hours. It's stealing minutes from blockbuster movies. I mean, it's his whole kind of thesis is that, dude, technology's giving us all this stuff, and some shit's gonna go wrong while we figure it out, but we're gonna come out hopefully better on the other side. So.
But don't you think that they'll just become the new big gatekeeper?
Well, so
or what does Ben say about that?
Right. So we have, I think, like Facebook, using just Facebook as an example. This example is especially good because obviously the Cambridge Analytica stuff, the Trump campaign used that data to target people. But Facebook, they are less. Facebook and things like YouTube and even just the simple thing of I can start a website and I can go direct to consumer. As a journalist, I can start my own thing, or I can have a Twitter and get a huge following.
Right.
I think there are still gatekeepers. Sure, tweets can get deleted. Facebook accounts can get shut down. And Marco Rubio was grilling Zuckerberg on some of these conservative leaning or pro-Trump groups are getting terminated on Facebook. What do you have to say about that? And he didn't really have anything to say about it. But so I do think there is some of that, but there's so much less, dude. There's a lot less of. It's more concentrated, but I think they're censoring. It's easy. It's still easier for the individual to get their shit out. You're a musician. Do you have any of your stuff on Bandcamp or anything like that, on YouTube? Or
it's Spotify. It's just search Radiohead.
Oh,
and
wait, what the dude? I didn't realize I was with a legend right now, dude. Well, first of all, I knew
that's just now hitting you.
Search Radiohead.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What have you been slamming to lately? What's been on the bows?
My dude, my taste in music, I just say, is trash. So I always just start out with that. So I set the expectations as low. The last song I listened to was "Look Alive" by Drake.
I don't think I know that one.
Good. Yeah,
really?
It's not. I think it's good that you don't know it. I know it's.
See, that's the thing. I don't like it when people say that because you automatically felt like someone was gonna judge you because you said you liked it.
Right.
But that's I get that. I think there's a quote. I think it was the Foo Fighter guy, Dave Grohl, said that there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure.
Right.
It's like we like what we like, and who gives a fuck?
Right.
Like there's stuff I slam to that's.
Like what? What's something that you slam to that you?
Let's see. What have I been doing?
Yeah.
I do the dorky. I listen to a lot of like old blues.
But
I've been getting back into the Beastie Boys.
Cool,
I feel like
dude.
I never.
That's cool.
No, there's nothing wrong. There's a T Swift song or two. That
okay,
there's absolutely.
Okay, right on.
So I feel like there's no.
Right.
Oh my God, "Take Me Home Tonight" by Eddie Money came on the other night.
Is that "Take Me"?
My God.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So there's shit like that where it's just
right.
There's no guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
If you like a song, you like a song, and
right.
if someone's judging you for it, they can kick rocks.
Right. Okay. I like that. I guess the way I look at it is
when you did say trash, I thought like, oh, is this some kind of new like? Oh,
you're good, dude.
Still going?
Yeah,
you're
good, dude. You're good, dude.
When you said I like trash,
right.
I thought, is that like a new
nice
electronic style of music I haven't heard about?
It's funny because the first time I felt like I was this is the first time I felt like I was old. Was, you know the artist Marshmello? Have you heard of that artist?
Well, now I feel old. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So yeah, Marshmello's a DJ, and that's his name.
Weird.
And he just has he wears a marshmallow.
Okay.
He has a marshmallow head. And he makes music, and I remember I'm like, oh my God, this is like.
Does he only make music with said marshmallow atop his dome?
That wording, brother, you have a way. You have a way with words atop his dome. So put it this way. I certainly hope he doesn't make music like that. He always performs that way. I assume when he makes it, he's a little more comfortable. But
marshmallows are kind of comforting though.
They are, but the thing is, dude, I remember the first time I heard it's like, oh, we're going to Marshmello's perforering. It was actually
that's a funny thing to hear.
It's I'm just like, oh my God, like what
do you say to that?
What this was some some people that I was on the team with at BC, the track team, that Marshmallow was performing at Boston College, and they were just like, yeah, we're going to Marshmallow. I'm like, oh my god.
I think Pitchfork still writes about that. Marshmallow at BC.
Oh yeah, Pitchfork. What Pitchfork is is that a music blog? I forget.
Yes. It's where it's the most pretentious music reviews on the planet.
Okay, so that means they don't like popular stuff.
I think they used to not to, but then now
they used to not to.
They were the anti kind of Rolling Stone, very indie underground stuff, and then now they'll review the T Swift or U2.
Oh,
albums.
Really?
And so they kind of became the thing they hate in a lot of ways.
Right.
But their reviews, just reading the reviews, nothing is actually about the music, which it always fascinates me. I'm like, hey, did you like this or not? And it just sounds like the writing of someone who's mad that their novel didn't get bought by Penguin or whatever. And it's just like,
Random
what
House.
am I reading right now?
Right. So put it this way. Let's go back to I want
to go back to, what'd you do in track?
Long distance. And this is my line. Damn, you're really bringing you're really making me realize this self-deprecating shit I say about it. So this is what I say when people say, "Oh, what'd you run?" I say, I say the long distance stuff, the boring stuff.
It down?
No, I got another thing. Don't worry, I got one coming at you live, Brother Beast. I got it. I wrote something down that I'm going to ask you about. We're going to get back to. That's why I wrote it down. But what I'm saying, when people say, "Oh, what'd you run?" I say, "Oh, long distance, boring stuff." It's not. It's which, to be fair, it's like, so the mile to the 10K, long distance stuff.
Well, that's quite a gap.
It is. But I ran the mile to the 10K. I don't know. That's all. That's
awesome.
Yeah. So it was good. It was good.
That's amazing at BC.
At BC, yeah, it was a fun time. Met a lot of brothers that way.
Yeah, I like that. I like when you guys say, I've listened to a few of your episodes, and I really like that a lot.
Oh, Beast. Which ones have you listened to, dude?
I think.
Did you listen to the one with Pat Daly?
PD, yeah.
What's up, PD?
Was that the 2 a.m. one?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Oh, dude.
I like the way you guys talked about each other, and I love that.
Right. God, you're making me blush, dude. Dude, I love when a random person reaches out like, dude, I listened to this episode. I'm like, dude, I love you.
That's awesome.
I love you so much, dude. Thanks for
keep
listening.
doing it, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, they were all. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, right on.
And then the gambler.
The gambler.
The poker player.
Oh yeah, Justin Dunn. Yeah, Justin Dunn goes all in.
Right on. Yeah. And then Miss Finnegan.
Oh yeah, Robbie Finnegan. When tech wasn't cool.
RB.
It's my mom's friend. Yeah.
Where is she? Is she around? What's going on? Where is she?
She's around. She's
She coming up? Like, what's happening?
No, she's in Pasadena, California, brother.
All right, we'll conference her in.
Yeah, we'll conference her in.
Okay, perfect.
I got a question for you though. So regarding this is why I said, oh, what's your taste in music? When you said what's your taste in music, I said trash.
Yeah.
The reason I'm curious the reason I say trash is because honestly, when I listen to music, it's to get kind of pumped up and be like when I'm really feeling it. And so Drake is that's just what he oozes, his confidence and like, yo, I'm the man. And I know it's ridiculous. And but here's my point.
Okay.
It's extremely, extremely popular. And when something gets popular, I don't want to sound like a hipster, but as soon as something gets popular, I start to wonder, okay, this is probably not right. Because if everyone is in agreement on this, that means
I see what you're saying.
We got some lowest common denominator shit.
Yeah.
And that means there's something up.
I don't know though. I mean, there's been some great prolific people that were maybe not always mainstream, but had that run.
Right.
And slayed on the charts and all that. And
what about in general, not just music? Just think. So even,
that's okay.
Like in general, I think as soon as
I'm guilty of that. If I see one more pair of Allbirds, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit.
Oh my god, dude! Exactly.
My buddy John, great guy.
Yes.
He's down in L.A.
Do you want to shout out the last name too, dude, or don't shout out the last name? Just say John in L.A., dude. Yeah.
Yeah, John Stewart.
What the? Give us his address and his social, dude.
But yeah, he worked for them before they went, I think, kind of big, and then I felt really cool. It's sort of that thing when you go to a concert or something else or someone you clearly just immediately are like, I don't like this. I'm not vibing with this. Right. And then you find out you have something in common.
Right.
Like, oh God, I hate that now.
Right.
But all birds are done.
Yeah, all birds are honestly, dude. I do some mental gymnastics. All birds look like great shoes. I mean, they look comfortable. They don't have a logo on them, which is cool. And I literally did the mental gymnastics in my head. I'm like, oh, I have my Nikes on. Like, Nikes aren't the establishment anymore. Like, people dump on Nikes because there's a logo on them. So I'm like anti-establishment wearing my Nikes. And I caught myself. I'm like, oh my God, this is so rough. So I think I need to try to temper that just because something's popular or it's like getting popular. A bunch of people are doing it. That doesn't mean.
Oh, I get into that. I mean, shocker. There's like a Starbucks right next to me.
Okay.
And people always bag on that. I'm like, oh, you hate convenience and consistency?
Right.
I just clicked on my phone. I didn't wait for 8 minutes for this.
For this pissed off barista.
It's just so mad.
Right.
Nothing's madder than a San Francisco barista.
Yes.
There's there's nothing madder.
Right.
Sorry, no one's picked up your screenplay.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I mean,
but I just want a coffee.
Yeah, dude. I hear that. Do you think about that all? Like in other areas, we got coffee, we got music. What about other areas when things start to get popular? Do you think too much about that? I had an English teacher in high school that used to talk a little bit about this along these lines. Miss Wolf, she's great.
Miss what? I was
Miss
just going to ask that.
Miss Wolf,
Miss
shout
Wolf?
out. Miss Wolf. She used to. I forgot exactly what she said, but it was something to the effect of, when a bunch of people, it was basically exactly what I said. When a bunch of people start to like something, I'm like, but then I always thought to myself, well, if you're thinking that, then aren't you just changing your opinion based on? You're still not being an individual. You're just being a contrarian. So you're still just changing your opinion based on what other people think. Well, I used to think that, and now, of course, I'm like on. Now I've evolved.
Soul.
Yeah, I'm on her side now. But, yeah.
Was that your favorite teacher?
In high school? No, Mr. Woolery was, who was my AP US history teacher.
At this high school.
What's up?
A lot of W's at this high school.
I know, Mr. Woolery, I would say, was my favorite. And he's one of the people I reached out to. Actually, first of all, I actually emailed him. I wanted to have him on the podcast. He didn't respond to the email. That's fine.
Like that Ben Thompson.
That's fine. Yeah, Ben Thompson. Yeah, Ben Thompson. He's too big time for me. But Mr. Woolery, I actually, he was one of the 3 people I reached out to when Trump got elected. I reached out to him, this other professor, Professor O'Connor at Boston College, and then Father McNellis, who was another professor at Boston College.
Who was your dad? I'm confused.
No, Father McNellis, brother. I went to a Jesuit institution.
I know.
We had padres. We had priests, if you will.
Yeah.
And then I reached out to Professor Pendos. I just sent them an email separately, of course. I just said, "Yo, talk to me. What's the deal? Like, what does this mean?"
That's awesome.
Mr. Woolery is one of the people I reached out to because he's just he's really smart dude. It was. Like I said, I was scared during that time. I got a New York Times subscription. I was reading it every day. I was like, and I was tweeting a lot.
I like that. I'm scared. Get me a New York Times subscription.
Give me a New York Times subscription now. Yeah, it was.
Well, I feel like this was my version of. I remember when George W. got elected. I felt.
Oh yeah, because
really
you're older.
scared.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Oh shit, 34, dude. You strike me as. Dude, I love you strike me as younger than that, but 34.
Needed that. Thank you.
Really? So you're at that age where I
vividly remember when that was going down and feeling probably what you felt with Trump.
Right. So this is when Bush was first getting elected or his second?
First.
His first, okay.
Where it was just almost, it was similar, just kind of comical.
Right.
Just watching the debates and stuff and all that. But then you kind of, as you get older, you kind of realize the big politics aren't, something my dad would always stress was the local politics, or pay attention to that.
Right, because that's the shit that's going to affect you.
Small town community, all that, or even here, it's like pay attention to the stuff closest to you.
Right.
Because they got to go to the Congress too. So.
Right. Well, I think so much of I think people take themselves the big politics people are drawn to it because I think it's almost like a personality. People tie their personality to it rather. They don't focus so much on the
total identity. It's
right.
Two figureheads.
Right.
Of two parties, and it's also the investment, the personal. It's like you have this investment remorse. You see it with Trump, where people are just, they put so much into it and like, no. And I mean, some of the stories that come out, and I mean, not to, like when Clinton was going through getting a blowjob.
Right.
And, where all this stuff's coming out and was coming out during the campaigning. It's like, oh my God, this guy is just a womanizing monster.
Right.
And the stuff that comes out recently, but just that investment remorse of, well, yeah, but this and that.
But,
and it's kind of like, well, can we just acknowledge reality for a second?
Right.
That you almost removed a president for getting a blowjob.
Right.
And then this guy's doing this shit.
Right.
But you're still behind him.
Right.
Or he was one of the biggest draft dodgers in the history of presidents.
Right.
But at the same time, he's quote unquote so pro-military.
Right.
When he would do absolutely anything
to not
serve.
Right. Well, yeah, I think.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm sure I do that too. Not to that level though. Of
you would dodge the draft.
No. I mean, just that investment of my candidate.
Sure.
This is right. This is the way it should be.
Once you attach your,
I mean, who at the end of the day, who the fuck knows?
Right. When you attach your cart to the train, some people can't. Well, I think that's my biggest issue when people, even with Obama, which I think generally I'd say a likable president. People, what I didn't like about that, people fans of Obama, they would focus on, look at the relationship with his wife and look at his kids and they got a dog and all this stuff that it has nothing.
I have a dog. They have a dog. I should be president. I can be president too. That's such a
Well, I just think it's.
Is he left-handed?
Is he left? Oh shit, I can do it too. Oh my God, I have so much in common. I just think that you're focusing on the wrong things. When someone's the president, it's I get that you have to be likable to get elected, but then people take it a step too far. They start, oh, what kind of dog what kind of dog are they getting, and all these things that literally don't matter. And I think one of the people talk about Trump and Melania's relationship, right? They constantly take pictures of them where they're like scowling at each other. And number one, if you're photographed that much, I don't care if you have the best relationship in the world. If you're photographed that much, you're going to have photos where you look like you're literally looking at your wife or she's looking at you like, you guys hate each other. But people bash his relationship with his wife. And yeah, they probably don't have the best relationship, but it's like, why are you even
what does that have to do with getting
with
Flint clean water?
Exactly.
What is that? I really, and that's the other thing with other countries. Like, it's a known thing that politicians have affairs and do all that. But at the same time, if the countries run well, it's sort of what's worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's sometimes the moral standard here of certain human beings. It's like, what?
Right.
I really don't care.
Right.
Can we get Michigan some clean water?
Right.
That's more important to me than his relationship with whatever that is.
Whatever that is now.
Is the son the little guy? Is he? I just made this connection. Is he the Instagram yodeler?
Oh, gee,
I think that just kind of hit me.
Wait,
was that him in line?
Epic. I honestly,
I think that just hit. I don't know the kid's name, and that's got to be brutal.
Well, so it's Barron. That's
Barron.
That's Trump's. That's
the little guy.
The little guy. That's Trump's little guy.
But
the
just
yodeler,
hit me.
Right? That just hit you.
Is he?
In
fact,
if I had a producer here, this is when we would turn to the booth and have the producer Google it. Just shout out to James Newhouse. He's a
Jimmy. Let's go.
Yeah, Jimmy, dude. Get us the.
Is the yodeler Baron?
Is the yodeler Baron?
Is the yodeler Baron? Can he not have children?
Can he not?
Damn. Baron.
Yeah. We need to. We'll fact check that.
That's gonna break the internet.
Yeah, that's
what I just said. Can we do a side by side of them together and be like,
yeah, damn, dude, that is. But even that, dude. People focus on Baron about. It's like, dude, let the family get that shit out of here. Just let's. It's just a distraction. And even if this stuff is true, even if I'm not saying it's not true, but even if it is, your energy is better spent on literally anything.
And I mean,
else.
part of that is the big distraction of don't worry about what we're actually doing or what we're really focusing on. Like, is this kid autistic or not? Focus on that. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Who cares?
Right. I know. It's not. Yeah,
that's kind of the machine. And that's when I wonder, what you were referencing earlier of kind of the gatekeepers and sort of the media and the outlets and stuff. It
right.
seems as though the good content rarely gets through.
Well,
and you got to dig so much.
So that is an excellent point. That's the issue. What we're dealing with now
it's the headphones.
Is anyone anyone can now write. Anyone can make a website and they can write about anything.
Yeah.
And if they write something a lot of people want to hear, then they will get traffic. They will get clicks. Whereas before with these gatekeepers, it was. They had a lot. They had too much control, I think. But at least there was some, there was a bit of there was a kind of a general consensus on, okay, these are the facts. Like, we're at least we're in downtown New York, and we have a nice skyscraper, and we're gonna cover. But now, dude, it's literally like throw the trash out there, and
music.
And anyone, if you want to believe something.
Just you can make me right.com.
Exactly.
Like, fuck.
Exactly. If you want to believe something, everything's out there for you that will just reaffirm whatever you believe, or whatever you want to believe. So that's something that is, I think, the fundamental thing we're dealing with right now is you can reaffirm any bias, you can reaffirm any fact, any fact or non-fact you want, and we're now having to deal with this amazing. It's amazing. It's a liberating thing, but it's also fucked up.
Yeah, the alternative fact era.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. That was
embarrassing. And then to see Spicer at, where was he? He was at some award show after he got
And then everyone's just joking with him.
And these guys are standing and taking pictures, and it's just like, what?
Yes.
I mean, that was very,
Right.
That blew my mind.
Right. That was... Dude.
Like, he's a jolly.
It's fine.
He was a fun guy.
Right.
It's like, no. That was the mouthpiece.
Right. That was the mouthpiece.
And
dude, that was. I went to Trump's inauguration. I didn't get in because you needed to actually see the inauguration. You needed tickets, which you need to get through your congressperson, or there's some weird way to get it. So I couldn't. But I was able to get on the parade route.
Wow.
But one of the things after the conference, or after he was having that news conference at the CIA, it's some CIA building with a wall of dead CIA members, their names behind him, as he was talking about the size of the crowd and how.
Oh, that was nuts.
Yes. And he said literally
side by side of pictures.
Dude,
the
side by side, dude. I remember. He literally said, "Oh, the sun." I was there when he was giving the speech, so I didn't see him, but I was there, and it was raining. And he said the sun came out.
Oh,
and
I love it.
The clouds parted, and I was like, "This was the first time where it hit me in the face." Where it's like, "No, dude, I was there. That did not happen." And I was losing. I thought we were living. I reread 1984.
I was just gonna bring up Orwell. That'd be a good. I mean,
have you read 1984?
Yeah.
Dude, I reread it, and I was. It was just so. That's when I.
Yeah, all those guys. Bradbury, Huxley, those books are
right
because they were all kind of the same.
Right.
Those are very, very timely.
Brave New World.
Brave New World. Yeah. Fahrenheit.
I haven't read Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read that.
Apparently I haven't read the previous 450.
Jesus. I like that. Okay. But dude, that is the peak. That is the peak of when Trump said that. That was the peak of me thinking, "Oh my God, this is welcome to hell." Like, welcome to hell. Like, we're not going to. But then a few months went by, like a year, and now I think we're holding up. I honestly do. I thought for a little while there, I thought we were done. But I think we're going to.
I mean, it makes the founding of this place even more remarkable. Because initially when he got elected, it's like, oh, my God, this guy's just going to But the checks and balances, all the shit that they set up.
Dude, all the shit that they set up,
they've
dude.
tried to fuck with it. They,
right.
Patriot Act and all that stuff, but it still holds up.
Dude,
that's what's so brilliant.
It's still holding up.
In a country the size of us, which a lot of people have argued, like it's going to be too big to govern.
Right.
It's too much.
Right. But
still here, baby.
Still here, baby. Still here, dude. Yeah, I've actually, I've become. I'd say I'm proud to be an American. It's a cool country. Obviously, we're not perfect, but there's been some rough hot takes about if we produce Trump, maybe what the Chinese are doing, maybe communism, or maybe that's not so bad. I mean, look what they have. They don't have a Trump. And when I say that, I'm like, people,
Jesus,
just take a step back. Just
like they're gonna take over. What is it, like the GTB? Gross domestic P or whatever.
Oh yeah, GDP.
Yeah.
So
it's like, well, yeah. I mean,
so people,
I don't want to work the shifts they work.
Right. So people say that too, but
blow my head off.
Right. So that's a fair point too. But even the GDP, our GDP is twice that of China, which I think most people think, and per capita, obviously it's much higher. And I'm not saying we're better because we have a higher GDP, but people think that the state run communism is
that's terrifying.
It is terrifying. They censor their internet. Xi Jinping he made himself effectively president.
He opened for marshmallow.
He opened for
marshmallow.
Dude, he made himself president. He essentially took away term limits. And it's like, imagine if Trump's not taking it. Trump's doing a lot of stuff. He's pushing the boundaries.
8, baby.
He's not, dude. He's not getting rid of term limits. I think honestly just.
I mean, that would. I don't know.
That would that would be.
I honestly don't think he wants it. I think this happens every president where they're on the campaign trail. They promise X, Y, Z, and then you see them go through the process. They do the inauguration, and then they have to go meet and talk with
the bureaucrats,
the CIA, the FBI. Right. And they're like, all right, open this folder. This is what's really going on. And they come out of that fucking meeting, and they're just like, yeesh.
Right.
Like, oof.
Right. Well, I think that's a great point. That's what people criticized Obama, I think, for, some of the drone strikes and
meetings.
He said, we're going to bring our troops home. We're going to stop all this stuff. We're going to stop meddling. But then I think
once you're in the ring of it,
once you're in
the
ring of it,
complex it is, and it's
exactly.
Every time I love that.
Right.
Just the president. Oh, this, and this. They're like, all right, bud.
Right.
Right.
Totally.
Like,
yeah. I mean, there's things.
Carl, next slide.
Right.
Anyway,
next slide.
Oh my God.
Right.
I'll push that back a little bit.
There's obviously things that the president doesn't or knows that we don't. So on a certain level, you have to give them a little. You got to give them a little bit of not credit but leeway to say, okay, they're probably seeing things that I don't understand or that I don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe when they say we're going to do X, that it might seem crazy, and I'm not saying just let them do it, but I am saying understand that they have more information than you do.
Right.
And I think that'll let you sleep a little bit better at least.
Yeah, they must have. Yeah.
But dude, we've been browbeating this Trump stuff,
know.
dude. Yeah.
We knew we took it there, but we did.
Yeah, dude. There's. I think we covered all the. I think we covered some of the major points with that.
One more thing on politics. You brought up.
Hit me. I love that.
The president's dog. What would your dog be if you were president?
Bulldog.
Oof. Name.
Ajax.
Ajax? Why?
Because that was my name. My name.
Is that your sponsor?
That was Ajax.com for the finest underwear in the. I don't know, dude. Give me the rest. James, give me the rest of the ad. You didn't. It's cut off down here. It's the best. No.
Bulldog. I like that.
But Ajax was a bulldog down the street. Where a neighbor down the street where I grew up, Ajax the bulldog.
Where did you grow up again?
Glendale, Los Angeles.
I know Glendale.
Yeah, you know Glendale?
I know of Glendale.
You know of Glendale. You don't know Glendale.
What made you go Boston College from Glendale?
Boston College. So my sister went to Wellesley, which is in Wellesley, Massachusetts, where
That makes sense.
Hillary Rodham Clinton went.
Okay.
As you know, she went there. She's a couple years older than me, and so she was already in the area. So that had some impact, but
so
also
did you visit there to go see sis and
did
kind of like,
I?
oh, what's
Yeah,
this
I
East
did
Coast
visit.
thing?
I did visit. But also I got BC was the best school I got into. That's such a douchey thing to say when people say, "Oh, why'd you go to BC?" It was literally the best school I got into.
I think that's everyone's answer to every college, though.
That's true. That's true.
Like, it's the best school that let me in.
Right. I love it. Let me in. That not accepted me. That just was like, oh, fuck it.
They're like, all right, kid.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I went there. And in retrospect, I like to say, I wanted to, get a new experience, go to a new state, go to a new city, somewhere I've never, all the way on the other side of the country. But really, the reality is, it was the best school I got into. And after the fact, I'm very thankful that I ended up going outside the state, get a new experience.
Nice.
So it worked out, but that wasn't really my. It seems like the best things when you look back on in your life are accidents. You weren't doing them necessarily with intention. You were just like, oh, I think this might be the right move, and then it turns out that it was totally the right move. And you just
give me another accident.
Ooh, I studied computer science, and I just remember having a conversation with Dave Emerson, who was an assistant coach at Boston College. I was a freshman. He was a fifth year, or no, not a fifth. He was in the getting a master's.
James, will you check that?
Yeah, James, can you check that, brother? He was in grad school, but I remember I was on a run with him and having a conversation. I just said,
running and conversing.
Running and convert, dude. That's
no one's like the BC Flying Eagles,
dude. That when you're out there, when you're out there 10 miles a day, sometimes more. You pass the time. You talk. But I remember just thinking, damn, I wanna graduate having learned a skill, like having learned something that I can do. And that kind of it wasn't, honestly, I wasn't thinking so much not about getting a job. I mean, that was part of it. That's cool to get a job, but it's also, I was thinking like it would be cool to learn kind of a craft and be able to then do to be able to do something with that. And I was on a run with him and I said that, and he said, yeah, that's cool, but the flip side, I'll never forget, the flip side of that is you got to do something, you got to do something you like. So if it means nothing if you don't like it, obviously. But before, I think that was one conversation. That was freshman year. Then I didn't take my first class till sophomore year, but I remember I was just walking down the steps in O'Neill Library, and there was a sign on the wall that said, it was some clip art bullshit sign that said CS10, or it said computer science, like meet and greet, come and talk to professors. Are you interested if you're interested in the program, just come and talk. So it was like just walking by some stupid sign, and I said, I guess I'll check it out, and just wasn't wasn't intentional about it. I just kind of fell into it, and I mean, who knows what I would have done if I didn't do that. So I'm not saying it was, it was the best possible move, but it was crazy how big of an impact it's had on me. And it was just an act. It was basically just, I wasn't, intentional about it, which is kind of scary to me. It's like, I just kind of did it. And then it turned out, it was fun, and it worked out. Yeah. How long you been, I love it. You're grilling me, dude. You're asking me.
Well, no, it's interesting. I
Right.
think that's good. That's what's it's not all about me.
Right. Well, I'm having Scotty Holdridge as the guest, Brother Beast. Come on, let's not forget the host guest relationship here. Let's not forget that. I can turn your mic off, or excuse me, I can turn my mic off.
It's been off.
It's been off. Oh shit, fuck. How long you been? Well, first of all, what's you said 34?
Correct. April 5th. Thank you all in advance for the belated birthday wishes.
I love that. 34. Okay, what's something? So you're about 10 years older than me. I've got two questions for you. One is, and I think a lot of the people that listen to this are my age, because a lot of them are my friends. They at least say they listen to it, so who knows? But what would you you got 10 years on me, brother. So what would you say to someone? What would you say to yourself? Number one, what would you say to yourself at this age?
Okay.
And number two, what's the next 10 years like for you? Do you have a plan at all? So let's start with question number one. I'm trying to learn from you.
I think honestly, don't conform and kind of trust yourself.
Okay.
I think I wish I would have done that more.
How did you conform and how did you not trust yourself?
I think so 10 years ago, that puts me kind of not in the best place, actually.
Okay.
I was kind of having a tough time struggling.
Were you in school at this time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I worked out of high school, kind of went back and forth, started going to a JC. That's junior college. That's what that stands for.
Right.
And
come on, dude. I know what JC is.
I'll just for the listeners.
Oh yeah, for the listeners.
I know you know.
Come on, dude. The crowd isn't.
Yeah, no.
The audience is a bunch of douchebags. They know what JC is.
No, but so yeah, did that, and then finally, that's why I moved up here. I was helping out. It's kind of closest thing to a grandpa, and was helping him out for a summer, and then found a school called Dominican up here.
Right. Finished
up there. And then didn't really have a plan, and I was in a relationship, and she was really big on kind of the.
She was really big?
I mean, hopefully now. No.
Wait, dude, you wish ill will on her. Come
always.
on, dude.
No. No, what was it? Oh, just kind of, I was sort of obsessed with getting the kind of quote unquote career.
Okay.
Job.
Right.
And it wasn't to please me; it was more to please a relationship.
Right.
And I think, don't force anything. Just do anything for yourself, which can maybe be interpreted as selfish, but
right.
If you trust it and you believe in it, you should do it. And sometimes that's the opposite. Like some people might want to do the same 9 to 5 for 20 years, 40 years.
Right.
And for them, that's success, and that's awesome.
Right.
So kind of defining your success and pursuing that,
right,
I think is the way to go about it.
Right.
Because I think not to get too heady, but
do it.
You can and you will get anything you want in this life, but it's never going to look like the way you thought it was going to be. Like I've thought about that. I play guitar for some people, and I've gotten to play some amazing venues. And at the same time, I was very determined and thought about it a lot. Like, I want to play here. I want to do this, or I want to record that, and blah, blah, blah. Right. And I got it because I wanted it and I believed in it.
Right.
But it looked nothing like what I thought it was going to be, which can be kind of a letdown. But at the same time, hey, I got what I wanted.
Right.
So I think people, that's what I would tell myself if I was younger. Like, you're going to get whatever you want out of this life.
Right.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
You know. And looking back on it, whatever if it was a job or a relationship and it didn't work out, I mean, looking back, I really didn't want it.
Right.
And I think if people kind of do that reflection and inventory every 10 years, they're going to find that you didn't really want it, or some part of it, you didn't trust it.
Totally. I think, and I was talking to Matt Buckley, a friend of mine, coworker.
Mm-hmm.
He was in town, stayed at my place last night. We were riffing on this a little bit. Something he said was, we were riffing on this, just that listening to your feelings are, there's a whole bunch of processing going on in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And in your heart that you don't have, number one, you don't have to worry about it. You get it for free. And number two, it's pretty accurate in terms of what it'll tell you. You know when you're doing something that you don't really want to do. Like you just know. So I think,
so is that? I mean, are you talking like your subconscious mind?
Well, I mean, put it this way: when you get a feeling. Well, put it this way. Think of something random.
Oh, yeah. It was already there.
Well, think of something random right now.
Okay.
Think of a random thing. Say it. What is it?
I was just, for some reason, Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec.
Okay, exactly. So my point is, that popped up. You have no fucking idea where that came from.
Exactly.
And there's so much. and I think feelings are the same way. You know, we're icebergs, dude. Like 90% of the shit we just feel a certain way. We're attracted to certain things. We have no idea. We get it for free. It's pretty great. So I think just being, rather than fighting that, you know, listen to it and do, and then just do it. It's like follow your heart. What's hilarious is all this bullshit that I think was said to us in middle school and, you know, growing up, and like, you can be anything you want, you can do whatever you want. I thought it was just always just total bullshit, because I don't know, it's just more, you know, it's just them trying to act like the world's perfect.
Right. They gotta say it. Yeah.
They gotta say it, because if they say the opposite of that, you're gonna, as a little munchkin, saying you're done. But it's true. You know, you can do what you want. Like you said, you can. If you'll get what you want. You just got to be, you know,
Well, I mean, I'm sure you've crushed so many barriers. Just, I mean, we don't go back very far, but especially in track,
right?
You have this time goal, this distance goal,
right?
And I'm sure you wanted that desperately. Like, I want this time, I want this,
right?
XYZ.
Sure.
You got it.
Sure.
But I'm sure probably after, who knew? It probably just felt like, eh.
Well, yeah, you
know what I mean? Point A being this
right.
many miles or this many minutes in a mile.
Right.
Point B being the actual. I think it's the Practicing Mind, the book I read. It was Practicing Mind, yeah. And he talks about this. He says, point A is sort of the creation of the goal or the thing you want.
Right.
Point B is obtaining it.
Right.
Whatever it is. He said, all the thing in between, that's the best part. The learning, the growing, the process of it.
Yes.
And I mean, if you think about any time in your life, that was the most enjoyable.
Right. Because once you get it, you realize, this is going to make me happy.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's not like you got some of these things, you got them, and it was like, oh shit.
Right.
Turns out
here I am.
I'm still me.
Right. Yeah. None of the.
Right.
Right. I
Totally.
didn't shed any of my bullshit.
Well, that's something Jim Carrey's kind of gone on
the painter now.
Is he doing painting?
Big time.
Okay,
yeah.
shit. Okay, I didn't realize that. Well, he's obviously being a lot more introspective about and sharing
He was big for me as a kid.
Really?
That was like hitting me right at that age.
Oh shit.
10 to 12.
Liar.
Jesus Christ, you are young. Ace Ventura kid.
Oh yeah, dude. Ace Ventura. The thing is, Ace Ventura. I was too young. You're right. I was too young for that.
That was nuts.
Here we got my brother's. We got your headphones unplugged here. We got to plug you back in so you can hear.
Dear Bose, this is Scotty.
You all plugged in?
Yeah.
Dear Bose, from Scotty with love. Okay,
couple notes.
Couple notes, Bose. Keep your shit plugged in.
Come on. I remember that, and him just kind of changing the game.
Right. Well, I mean, he's recently been, he's been doing some interviews and he's been sharing about. He says, my friend Sean Dunn recently said. By the way, I always give full name. I love just shouting.
I love
people
the
out.
full name.
Well, I love shouting people out because when they listen or like, it's like, oh damn, it's just I just love it. I don't know.
That's sweet.
But he sent me a video recently and it was Jim Carrey, sharing. It was basically just, I want everyone to get what they want so that they can realize that's not going to make them happy.
Fuck, that's so true.
And it's exactly what you said. It's and honestly, part of that is it helps me relax because it's like, oh shit, turns out there's this thing that I've been riffing on in my own brain, which is like, start like you know, kind of always. People always like live for the next thing. It's like no. This is it. Like this moment right now. This is it. It's not gonna somehow. It's not gonna be magical once you get this job or once you get this woman or once you get this whatever.
Totally.
This is it. This is it. The moment right now is literally the only thing we have. And I mean, that's very hits home and very full circle of. Would definitely tell my 10-year ago self that. Right.
Like, yeah, it's great. Party, get laid, get the job, do that. But at the same time, just, I don't know.
Right. It's not going to, I think.
Not, you're still you. When people move or do all that kind of thing and.
Right.
Fuck it, just up and leave. It's like, no, you're still you in Austin or
Ooh, interesting.
New York,
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm still got my baggage and shit. If I go move to Seattle.
Right. So I just had the last guest I had on. She's from Ireland.
Nina, right?
Neve. She moved here.
Don't worry, Neve. These headphones are amazing.
Yeah, exactly. She got her.
How are your pods?
Yeah, how are the pods doing? Yeah, she moved here because partly she just wanted a new experience and she felt a little restless in Ireland and so I think it's tough because on one hand what we're saying is these things that you want, they're not going to make you happy. Mm-hmm. But on the logical conclusion of that is, or maybe not, maybe the illogical conclusion of that is, okay, well then don't chase things. So
I battle with this too.
I think the answer is, listen, go for the things you want, but understand, like you said, it's the stuff between A and B.
Yeah,
it's that
the
stuff.
Process of
that
That's
stuff
the growth.
That's the growth. That's everything.
The total growth. Whatever you're taking on, whatever thing you want.
Right.
The sweet stuff, the thing where you learn, where you grow, where you change.
Right.
Is all the process of it.
It's all the process.
That's pretty fascinating, though.
Right. I think Nick, what's the Alabama?
Better get his last name.
Nick. No. This guy's famous. He doesn't know Nick Saban. I think the coach of Alabama.
Yeah.
I think one of the things he said is
that guy seems miserable.
Well, nice. So maybe he is, but one of the things he talked to his players about is it's all about the process.
Yeah,
like
I've heard them say that.
Don't worry about the result because the result is there's number one, it's not completely in your control, and number two, I mean, I guess that's really it. You can do is focus on I'm gonna run as fast as I can, or I'm gonna do this. That's all I can worry about. If I take a step too far to one side, and I miss it by this much, or whatever. Just focus on setting yourself up to getting the result you want, but whether you get it or not, that's not the important part.
The mindset of the result is not focused on the result.
Right.
Just focus on process.
I
played golf in college.
Right on.
And that is so much of the yeah.
Oh, damn, interesting.
And that is all it is. You kind of then one of the greatest things I ever.
Yes.
One of my favorite quotes.
Yes.
This golfer who's kind of like this unknown legend.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah. Eldrick.
His name's Eldrick?
Tiger's real name, yeah.
Tiger's real name is Eldrick?
Pretty positive, yeah.
I love it. Wait. Pretty positive?
Yeah.
You just said the words, dude, pretty positive. I'm pretty 100% sure about that.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Give or take.
Okay, give or take. Completely sure. Not okay.
I think it's Tiger Eldrick Woods. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I'm going to text him right now.
Yeah, nice. Oh, hold on. What was that? Tiger. Wait.
No, it's under Eldrick. That's why. Yeah,
right.
No, it is Eldrick.
Okay.
But this guy said, give up control to gain control.
Oh.
Which is just such a key to golf, but it's more importantly a key to life.
Right.
Give up control to gain control. I just love that. I think it's so smooth and so precise.
That's give up control to gain control. And dude,
and
especially
understanding like, all right.
Right.
I'll focus on my process of whatever it is I'm trying to do, but I'm going to give up control to kind of.
Right.
Yeah. It's very freeing.
Chris Durr, who's a also credited.
The names you got are so good.
Chris Durr, dude. He has his own podcast. He's a producer on this one. He's
calling me right now.
He's calling me right now. He has a golf podcast. It's called
really?
It's called No Gimmies. And
yes.
Dude, the first episode
I saw something.
The first episode I did was with him. It was with his equipment.
Yes.
It was in his room.
That is so cool.
He got me started in He'll Forever.
I haven't listened to that one, but I saw the synopsis of it,
dude,
and I was like, I got to listen to that.
Yes. He's an amazing conversationalist, but one of the things, he had an episode on his No Gimmies podcast, and it was with a couple guys that he was playing. He's playing golf. He was in a tournament, I think in Nevada I forget where it was, but one of the things these guys, he had them on the show because they were riffing on each other. One of the things they riffed about was get lost in the pros. Like it's all about the pros. Just one of the things, it was such an amazing episode. One of the things the guy said, I forget his name, but he said sometimes I'll have a bad stroke
Mm-hmm.
and it'll go in and I'll be pissed off. It was a bad stroke. It was a bad stroke. It
Wow, I like
happened to
that.
go in. But all I control is the process, and I fucked up. Yeah, it happened to go in, but, you know, maybe
That
the wind
wasn't
picked
the
up, or maybe there was a
goal,
little
yeah.
divot that saved my ass.
Mm.
Or he'll have a good stroke,
Doesn't go
and
in.
it doesn't go in. And he'll be okay, that's all good because I did what I could. So it's like, as soon as you, like you said, as soon as you let go of you know, let go of control to gain control, like,
Yeah.
just worry about the process, and then just the rest. It's like I think you know, musicians, for example, or, you know, especially in vocals, I think, but I mean, you can correct me on this, there's a lot of really, really, really good singers. Like, there's a lot of good singers. There's thousands of them. Like,
Totally.
and the ones that make it to the top,
Yeah, there's
so much of it is done. It's luck. It's luck. Like, you
Yeah.
can set yourself up, do what you can. Obviously, if you're trying to make it, go for it. Do what you can. But if you don't make it big, don't number one, don't kill yourself. And probably the sad thing is, if you do make it big, you're probably more likely
gonna try and kill
you're
yourself.
probably gonna try and kill yourself.
I mean, either intentionally or just lifestyle.
Or just lifestyle. Right.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Right.
Also, I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many good singers in the kind of culture now. Is
Right.
one of my favorite quotes was, I think it might have been like Johnny Rotten or someone of the Sex Pistols, like way back when, said the kind of when all the craze of American Idol and Voice was hitting.
Oh shit.
He said, all you're showing me is you're the best fucking karaoke singer. Like, you're versatile, you can sing all these
Right.
songs and stuff, but you're not really, the most famous singers aren't necessarily the greatest. I mean, yeah, there's
Right.
Aretha and
Right.
all these great blues and soul cats,
Right.
but it's being kind of distinctive and being yourself
Right.
is what really sticks out.
Right.
I think so, for
The
vocals.
The actual vocals is one part of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's great technicality and all that,
Right.
but at the end of the day, it's being kind of
Right.
trusting your gut.
Right. Well, I think a lot of it is marketing too. Not just marketing as in, like, you know, as in, you know, billboards, like getting, like, you know, tweeting, but literally marketing is in
I mean, the amount of things
Right.
that have to go right
totally.
and it's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of similarities. The amount of
Right.
things that had to go right in golf to even sniff being a pro
Right.
or being on tour or winning a tournament, like the amount of pieces to that puzzle,
Right.
it's fucking fascinating.
Right.
And I think that's similar to music. The amount of shit, and once you understand that or you see that, I think it's freeing in a way. It's also kind of scary, but it lets you
Right.
loose to be like, all right, well, I'm doing this one because I love it.
Right.
I'm not doing it to get to that,
Right.
you know,
Right.
whatever level of Beyonce at Coachella or whatever shit. you know?
Right. Right.
I'm doing it because I love it and I believe in what I'm doing.
Right. Did you hear they had that at Grace Cathedral? They had the Beyonce mass
Come on.
yesterday. Yeah, they played a bunch of Beyonce songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is unreal.
Yeah. It's.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't feel good about it.
I'm not loving it.
I'm not loving it. It's. I don't know. I'm just, but maybe that's just the Scrooge in me that's like, oh, it's popular and whatever, bah humbug, like, but it's like, oh, that's just
I feel old because I do that now where I'm like, yeah, but they were never, blah, blah, blah of some record no one has ever really cared about or remembers.
Right.
Like, she's no Tina Turner.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Like, what, Scotty?
it's dude. Okay. Well, I love that the process. I'm glad I needed to have this conversation. Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Do you want to be famous?
Ooh. I think I remember as a kid striving to be, I don't know if it was famous. It was probably my picture of success.
Right.
And I think our pictures of success or what we think of success change as we grow.
Right.
And I don't know where I'm at with that right now.
Right. So
it depends on what it was for.
Oh, sure. Right. Yeah.
Hopefully something decent in this world.
Right. So I guess, yeah. So let's say it's something positive, something that you want to be known for. I'm like,
it's so interesting because I mean, in this city, I've definitely met and gotten to BS and hang out with famous people. That sounds really douchey, but
right. Wait, hold on.
I did a lot of like.
What?
I worked in
Right.
So before I took on the bar managing thing, I was
Yeah.
a like communication consulting gig, going to all the the big companies and doing that,
Right.
and then realized I didn't like it and kind of hated it.
Right.
Kind of getting behind the curtain, I was like,
Everyone don't meet.
people are just people.
Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, in some sense, and in
Right.
some sense, I've met some cool athletes or musicians and stuff, and it's kind of funny. It's I don't know. Sometimes I think it wouldn't be a big deal. It kind of depends on what fame it is.
Right.
So it's a really long way of saying I don't know.
Right. Well, I think yeah, because I just have this.
I think I think part of me
Yeah.
always did, because I was this small town kid.
Right.
Wants to break out.
Musically? Or
I
just
think
break out anyway?
Sports was big.
Sports. Did you play golf growing up too? Not
I
just
played everything growing up.
Okay.
I wasn't a track star like some of my friends,
Nice.
but I loved comedies. Like SNL was always a dream, which sounds kind of
Okay.
dorky.
Totally.
And then music has kind of become something that I'm passionate about,
Right.
but also seeing, I play in the city. I've played in, done little mini tours and stuff, but
Right.
it's not like I'm famous or anything, but I've met and seen those, but also what that looks like is a lot different than what it is in your head, to get back what I was saying earlier.
Right.
So it's kind of this, I go back and forth with it. Like, you got to be careful with that.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, my life's pretty sweet. I'm here on a Thursday evening,
I love that.
having a beer, hanging out with a buddy,
I love that.
riffing on life.
Yes.
I'm sure some CEOs or famous artists don't really have that luxury.
Right.
I feel famous right now and successful.
Yes.
I mean, this is kind of my
Right.
version of success. Like,
Right.
went and
Totally.
hit some golf balls, played guitar, checked in at
Right.
work.
Oh yeah, you were playing golf the other. Was that Tuesday?
Was that? Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday, you were playing in the East Bay.
Yes, sir.
What course?
I was playing Tilden Park.
Tilden Park. How was that?
It was a good time. I play with my buddy who's very new to golf,
Oh, nice.
which is fun. It's like watching a deer being born and trying to walk.
Oh yes, I love that.
Which I'm still at that level too.
Wait, you played in college, brother. Give yourself some
Yeah,
credit.
no. But I mean, you saw it too. I'm sure you saw it. Some guys, all you saw was asses and elbows
Right.
running against, and some guys you smoked. But I
Right.
think when you get to that level, you realize, yeah, I'm okay or I'm good, but I've seen great.
Right.
It's kind of like, oh shit.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah. Honestly, so we were in the ACC. BC was in the ACC, which is an insanely competitive.
That's huge track,
That's a
right?
dude. It's insane.
That's like soccer, track.
They have.
Aren't those all?
They've got all the
Lacrosse,
football,
all that.
soccer, all that.
I mean,
shit.
those are the big ones, but the ones that don't get enough credit are sports like that.
Right. But
Um,
dude, I went to 12 ACC championships
Jesus.
because we had cross country, indoor, and outdoor. So we had there was 3 championships.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
So indoor is a 200-meter track. And
Oh, got it.
Right.
It's actual different events. I thought it was just.
it's
Let's see how you run inside.
Well,
Like
some
what?
of the events are the same. But
okay.
yeah, honestly, it's the reason that it
I
exists.
had no idea. Yeah.
The reason it's not big in California, the reason it exists is because of the weather. Because during the winter, you
alright.
can't. That's one reason. You can't run on a track outside. But dude, I got my ass handed to me at every single. Like, it was a very humbling experience. I would just get destroyed by some of the best athletes in the country, just wrecking me, sometimes lapping me, dude. And it was just like, damn, it was a good. I
mean, shit though.
Right.
That's easy to beat yourself up, but you were still there.
Oh yeah, I was there.
You know what I mean?
I think I could have run faster. I look back on it.
Oh, totally. Do you ever think about that on some of your stuff?
Oh, dude.
I literally still have dreams about putts I missed.
So not so much specific. I don't think too much about specific like events or laps or you know. But I think of just generally. Oh, I think I could have done.
Totally. That's a
I could've
natural human being thing, but
right.
That's something I would tell my your.
But I
24
use
self,
that to drive myself.
Totally. Yeah. Now it's.
Now I use that to drive myself now because I think, dude, in 10 years, dude, this is what Jeff Bezos says. This is the reason he started Amazon.
Also a great last name.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. Yeah, he's a personal friend of mine, CEO of Amazon. One of the things he said the reason he started Amazon was because he has this regret minimization life philosophy, and his regret minimization philosophy is, listen, when I'm 80 years old and I reflect on my life, let's make sure I'm reflecting on things that, you know, I'm happy about the things that I tried, and at least I gave these things a shot. So something I regret a little bit in middle school, you know, high school, even college, is I didn't go hard enough, like not party wise, but like I didn't go hard enough as in I think I could have put more into the shit that I was doing, or I could have just done other shit. So I'm trying to really, even right now with this podcast tonight, I get, you know, I'm like, oh shit, like scheduling it and thinking like, oh damn, this is, you know, I get, you know, for sure get a little nervous, you know, coming over, like, okay, I'm going to meet someone new. Like, it's going to be uncomfortable. That's the reality. It's going to be uncomfortable.
Oh, I was fucking nervous.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yes. See, but
I vacuumed for you.
Oh, no.
Come on.
I showered for you, by the way. I showered.
Next on Spoiled.
Dude, I know, exactly. But, like, you gotta,
so, yeah.
I gotta try to be uncomfortable at least once a day. Do something where you're uncomfortable, because when you look back, it's like, damn, that's the shit. Like you said, that's the growth. It's A to B. You gotta, and that's all about, trying to do shit that you're.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's gonna happen with this podcast. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's like
this is the one that takes it to.
Yeah, this is the one that's gonna take it into the stratosphere, dude. I actually really like this one. Part of the reason, this is selfish reason I do this podcast. Part of the reason is I like taking a snapshot. What was I like at this time? What was my guest like at this time?
Cool.
So I'll be able to kind of look back and be like, okay, this is what I was thinking at this time.
Right.
And this is such a free-flowing conversation. I'm able to honestly put out some of these big things I've been riffing on. Just put it down.
Current and
put it down on tape. And it's like, damn. This has been.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But one of the things you said that made me that reminded me of something was, you said, oh well, I was doing this, but then, you know, my priorities changed and I started, you know, thinking I want to do this. What I've been realizing, and you've got 10 years on me, so tell me if this makes sense, is there'll be times when, like 10 years ago, like I was into different things. I wanted to do different things. Yeah. But 10 years ago, that doesn't mean because I'm not doing those things now that 10 years ago that those things were wrong, that I was into those things just because I'm not doing them now. Like, I'm really trying to embrace, what do I want to do every day? I think, what do I want to do? What do I want to do today? Embrace what you want to do, which sounds obvious, but like if there's something that I think is going to get me to be that I'm not really into, Mackenzie Angel, you're making me realize all these ideas we're riffing on. I'm learning so much from my guests. I love fucking talking to you guys. One of the things he said is, if you're not doing something, he talked about playing video games and how some people, and I talked about how, I'm guilty. I can't play video games anymore because I'm just thinking like, I should be doing something else. One of the things he says is people will say, I want to do all these things, but then they'll play video games and they won't do those things. And then he says, well, hold on, wait a second. If you are actually playing the video games, and he's not shitting on video games. He plays a lot, but he's saying, if you're playing the video games, that's what you want to be doing, and that's okay. Yeah, totally. That's okay. Obviously, you don't want to waste away, but do the things, do the things you want to do. So I think ultimately,
I think it's a combination of that, but also you struck something earlier, which I think is great to have at 24, and if you keep doing it, was you said, be uncomfortable or do something, some just in that realm of things of ask this question or do this thing or take on this challenge.
Right.
Because you don't want to look back on what Hefe was saying.
Right. Hefe. Totally.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing.
Right.
There's only one rodeo.
There's only one rodeo, and it's yours.
Yeah.
And it's yours.
I mean, shit. You got to get to it.
Right on. What is the next 10 years? What is the next 15? What do you are you even thinking that far ahead? I'm not personally thinking that far. What are you thinking?
I haven't been in the greatest of headspaces, so it's been more of
lately.
Just
you haven't been.
Well, the last 34 years, yeah, but other
Jesus. Damn, you know what? This is actually an intervention. Holdridge family, get in here. He finally said it. Get in here. Let's talk to him about this. Dude, I love that. It's been a rough 34 years.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take. No, I mean, shit. It has been. Fuck.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know. But I finally did, I think it was yesterday, the day before,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of starting to write down.
Oh.
And I just started realizing, I could even feel it in my hand, like, when was the last time you started writing shit?
Right.
Like, Jesus.
Right.
WebMD. Like, oh, you're writing.
Right.
Those are the symptoms
Right.
of writing.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's something I need to get back into.
Writing and publish it?
Not publish it,
Just
but
for
just
yourself.
kind of, I don't know, whether it's goals or kind of where you're at. Like, you have this sort of, this podcast was just sort of a capsule for you to see where your head was at and
Right.
what was going on, and you can pull from it.
Right.
But I think that's something I used to do, where I'd write down goals and do all that stuff, and you got to get into it and
Right.
get to where you want to go.
Right.
But I
Okay,
think
well,
right now I'm like, where do I want to go? What's the thing?
Right. So, okay, well, what are some of the things you've been writing down?
Fuck. I wrote down some music stuff. I wrote down some finance goals. I wrote down kind of very basic shit.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're not putting them down, not going to happen.
Right.
Fuck, what was a good one? Ooh, I think it was get someone's Hulu account that was on there.
I love that.
Change
That's
the
a- that-
world.
That's
No.
yeah. Get someone's Hulu account first.
Change the world.
Change the world.
Yeah, it is interesting. I'm very
Yeah.
much an old soul, but yeah, I feel like an old man lately.
Right.
I'm just kind of doing the day to day.
Right. Are you gonna get married?
Fuck.
First
I
of all,
totally
you
thought
don't
of
need to-
that.
First of all, you don't need to. We can literally just wave your
No,
hand
no,
right now
I
if you
love
want me
that.
to change the. Okay.
Absolutely not. I think as a kid, first girlfriend, I totally thought, like, this is what you do. We're totally getting married.
Right.
We're staying here. I'm going to work construction,
Right.
gain 100 pounds, and slowly die inside.
Yes. Jesus. Okay.
I think that was the initial plan. And then I realized there are other human beings
right.
outside of my small town.
Right.
And now I'm just in this kind of weird place of, oof. And then the kid question comes up, and I'm like, does the world really need a smaller version of me?
They need a bigger version of you.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff scares me. And then the whole thing of, like, bringing a kid into this world.
Right.
That's a scary thing.
Right. Yeah, totally. Dude,
So thinking about adopting, yeah.
oh, really? Right on.
Because then, I mean, it's not really mine, so if he's a shit kid, I'm like, well, you know.
Well, so that's the out.
But then I'm also like, oh, he adopted. He's so,
he's
he's
adopted.
so
yeah.
caring.
And then
But then at the same time, if the kid turns out shit,
right.
like, well, he's not really mine.
Right.
He's not
Right.
really
Are you
mine.
married?
No.
Are you gonna get married?
I see. That's the thing. I think I don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, and that's fair.
But as a kid, I thought that was so
right.
absolutely,
Right.
like, no question.
Right.
And then as you get older, it's just that's a weird thing to get more scared of as you get older.
Right. Yeah, that's true. When I was younger, dude, I would my line was I'm saving my money. I would literally save my money in like first, second grade, third grade, so I could buy a car and a house for my wife. That's literally
God.
that was my line, dude. I would
Ideal man.
First of all,
the
I was
perfect man doesn't exist.
dude.
That's
dude,
so cute.
it was dude.
Stupid though. It's a stupid child.
But
That's
I look back, I'm like, first of all, I was a total savage to say that, and now I'm just, yeah, I'm not thinking that way right now. But it's just.
Are you seeing someone right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Not. I am. Well, I'm.
Oh.
Well, no, I mean, I'm going on some dates, but I'm not with someone.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I feel like this is kind of a hard city to date in too.
okay. Why
I
is
don't
that?
know. My experience was kind of weird.
People are
Because
flighty.
hearing from
People are flighty, dude.
very, very, very.
Sure.
And
Okay.
yeah, I think it's not easy. And the woman side of it is kind of, this is a Peter Pan town. If boys just want to stay boys,
What does Peter Pan town mean?
just like always stay a kid.
Right.
Always do that. And at the same time, but I didn't have the greatest dating experience in
Right.
San Francisco.
Was it because?
But at the same time, I'm half the problem there.
that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. You
Like
always,
we were getting back to, if I lived in Ireland, I'd still be Scotty.
right. Exactly.
Same asshole.
Same asshole.
Yeah.
Right. Except we wouldn't be recording live right now.
Well, thank God I'm not in Ireland anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Shit. Yeah. What the fuck? You were just It's crazy how that works. Just had a guest who was from, how was Ireland? Why were you there?
I was there. It's always been a
shit.
bucket list
It was
place.
just one of those. Okay, where were you? Were you in Donegal?
No, sir.
Okay, that's where she was. Last guest was from. Okay, what were you doing?
It's not about her right now.
I know.
It's not about her.
I'm just.
This was my vacation.
I love that. Okay, go.
So my dear friend Charlie Jarhar, for the Gaelic speakers out there.
Charlie. Oh, I thought that was his last
brother.
name. Okay.
No, yeah.
Jarhar.
Last name Gilmore.
Okay.
So he was actually came over here, worked in a law firm. Bit different process there as far as like becoming a lawyer and all that.
Right.
Basically their version of the bar is kind of like a master's program.
Right.
So he didn't have that yet, but he was still working over here. Could basically like his bachelor's degree was being a fucking lawyer.
Right.
Which is pretty badass at 22 or whatever.
Damn.
And but give you some perspective, he was like doing that and also working as like a bouncer.
Right.
It's like fuck. This guy could like try cases.
Right.
But at the same time, got to hustle and be a door guy
a
couple nights a week. So he and I always talked, and he has to go back and forth for visa reasons.
Right.
But he's back there full time, and we always talked about it. Like, man, I really want to see it. And a lot of my heritage is Scotch-Irish.
Right.
And hadn't been on a vacation since I was probably your age. And kind of had one of those moments of like, yeah, go travel, go see some shit. Life's too short. And so he was actually in town for to kind of say he was in the States to keep his shit active.
Right.
And then we flew back to Dublin, drove straight to Belfast, night in Belfast, then went up to the north of Ireland.
Okay.
You got to be careful what you say over there.
Right.
And how you say it.
Okay.
'Cause it's a amazing country with a lot of interesting historic stuff.
Right.
It was very very moving, very profound. We saw I did a lot of the, cliche tourist stuff.
Sure.
Guinness factory and all that. And
sure.
Tried to find the best Guinness and all that.
Well, it turns out there's so many Guinness breweries. They've just licensed out their shit. They're all over the world.
I think there's 50, yeah.
Yeah, but I think
they brew it in like 50 countries.
It's just been commercial. It's just
he might be.
Right.
I know we're in San Francisco, and there's kind of this aura of like the brilliant minds and businessmen. Arthur Guinness,
right,
without question, the best of them all. 1759.
Right.
He first started a brewery with his brother, branched off, opens it. They're like, all right, £100 for the lease, $45 a month.
Right.
It's like, all right, cool. Starts Guinness. Lease comes up for a year. And he's like, you want to re-up or what's going on? And very hastily, he's like, yeah, I want to re-up.
Right.
I want a 9,000-year lease.
What the?
I was like, what? It's like, yeah, 9,000 years. So this guy's thinking, like, you're going to give me £45 and my family £45 for a month for 9,000 years. He's like,
right.
Yep. So he signs it. Guinness still pays £45 a month for that lease of they fucking own Ireland. It's unbelievable.
Right.
It's a fascinating place. But, the history of it is unbelievable in the 20th century with the Troubles and trying to gain independence from England. And
right.
some of that stuff was just very, very moving, very, very powerful.
Right.
Did some tours with some people that really went through some horrific stuff, but still don't even, don't blame anyone and
right.
don't pick sides. And very easily, when we were doing it and talking, if I was in those shoes, I would have just be anti, certain things.
Anti certain things.
Yeah, there's right. literally a gate that closes from the Protestant neighborhood to the Catholic neighborhood.
Right.
And there's things like that, and you see some of the murals, and you learn who they are and what they did, and it's kind of like, wow.
Damn.
Tough real estate gig.
Right.
Tough real estate gig.
Yeah, it's crazy. I listened to a podcast recently, and it's still that division it's a big deal there.
Yeah, and they're kind of with Brexit going, it's a little tense.
Right.
This is, commenting on a place I just visited is
right.
not the greatest, but it's very fascinating.
Right.
But the people on both sides had a great time, and
right.
It's also refreshing. Like, yeah, every country's got their shit.
Right. Every country's got their shit.
I mean, whoa, and
we're all just trying to make it work.
Yeah, beautiful place though, beautiful spirit. Very, very fun.
Right
Highly
on.
recommend.
Right on.
Yeah.
Would do again. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Now, brother, this is a throwback to the old way I used to end these shows, and that is I would at a certain point I would just have to pee so bad that I would just.
I have to pee too.
Dude,
I want my other beer,
dude.
Which I bought. I'm so parched, but
dude,
this has been such a great conversation that I'm very, very flattered and honored to be a guest.
Dude, honestly, thanks for coming out. You are you are the first guest that I've had. You're the one guest on this show that I've had the least amount of kind of conversation with before let's click record, because we riffed with each other. We said a couple.
I mean, yeah, that was an epic night. Yeah.
It was an epic night, but it wasn't. We didn't talk too much. It was just I just knew, okay, let's make this work. We texted back and forth a few times.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, I just thank you for being open to this, brother.
I think it's great, man. I'm excited to see what happens and comes of it, and the next interview I'm gonna be anxiously awaiting to listen to, man. So
I love it, brother.
Keep it going, man.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks a lot, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Anytime.
Brother. Thanks a lot.
Gotcha, babe.